Chelsea and Enzo Maresca has parted way. I will not say that he was sacked. Let me correct that phrase. He was not sacked. They just had the mutual agreement to say, Maresca say, I'm not doing it again. Chelsea say, no problem. No wahala. Just the same way that Pochettino said that he's no longer doing again. And if you look at this new ownership, so far so good. Coaches, the two coaches that we believe that would have changed something have left. It's not that they sack. Unlike the days of Roman, coaches don't want to leave Chelsea. But due to the poor results, they get sacked. You understand? But nowadays, with this new ownership, coaches decide to leave because they can't continue with the system that these owners are presenting to them. You understand? But looking at everything, first, what do you think was the problem? Secondly, who should we hold responsible? Third, do you think sacking Maresca will affect our result positively? Fourth, do you think who do you think Chelsea should bring? Do you think the Strasbourg coach is the key or is the answer? Or do you think it's another circle that will still repeat himself? Gifts. Should I start with you, Dave?
Wow, first of all, it's a sad one. And we need to still let the people know that Maresca left. He was not sacked. Maresca left. If you remember when we were talking about coaches, I said something. I said, the coaching market right now is very poor. It's very bad. You can see the lineup of replacements that are likely to come to Chelsea. And we cannot find an experienced person amongst those lineups. So it's more like we are trying to go back to the same thing we are trying to escape from. I'm not against the fact that Maresca has faults. I keep saying it here. He makes mistakes as a coach. I can say that Maresca is not as much as experienced as coaches like Ancelotti, for example, Jurgen Klopp, Pep Guardiola. He's not as experienced as these people. But so far, this is what he has been able to achieve for us, even with the whole issue on ground. Now, what are these issues? I found out this morning, or I think yesterday evening, that there are more things above the lack of experienced players. There are some other things that Maresca was having issues with. And one of those things I found out was that the medical team, they gave them this power that they could determine when the players that are coming back from injury will feature, or how much they will feature. You understand? For example, when people say Maresca made mistakes by subbing Palmer, subbing this person, and we tend to use the word, he's trying to protect them. But we need to make the people understand that Maresca is not just the person doing that. There's an instruction that is beyond him, that these players need to be changed. That is number one. Amongst other issues that Maresca was facing, I think the control is too much. As a coach, we know how coaches work back in the days in football. There's this level of autonomy and authority that a coach has. A coach decides the player that is good for the team. Sometimes the coach is part of the negotiating process of getting that player. You understand? A coach calls the shots. But at Chelsea has had sporting directors, technical directors back in the days. We had the likes of Marina, we had the likes of Michael Emenalo. But still, it did not affect the autonomy and the authority of the head coach. So the problem is not just that, okay, because we brought in sporting directors, but it's the power that was being given to them, making the coach feel like incapable. See, there's no way, in my own understanding, there's no way, because he's the head coach. He sees these players. He trains with these players. I don't think Egbali even spends much time in the training ground with these players. I don't think Todd Bowley comes down to want to study about football. I don't think, is this Paul Stewart, I've been with Stanley, all of them. I don't think they've actually come down to study how football. This for them is just strictly business. Now Maresca, On the other hand, he knew what was going.
The issues now.
Yes, I'm talking about the issues now. But Maresca, on the other hand, when he came to Chelsea, he knew that all these things was going to happen. He signed, he agreed to it. But like, see, you are first a fan before you are the head coach. Unless maybe coach, team where the coach, you don't really like that team, you just want to go make your money come out. So you are first a fan before you become a head coach. And Maresca was able to, help Chelsea get to the Champions League, first of all, win the Conference League, and win the Club World Cup, which are 3 major achievements in his first season. And then after that, he tends to fall in love with the club. He tends to love the fans, love the club. Of course, you can't be in Chelsea and not love Chelsea. You understand? So he has seen that coming into the new season, we need to change the approach. There's need for the approach. Yes, I know that you people told me that when I sign for Chelsea, I will not have power in this, I will not have power in that. But guys, we want to compete, number one. We want to be with the likes of Arsenal and Man City. We want to try and win the Champions League. And number one, we need experienced players. If it's one thing I'm sure of, Maresca asked for a centre back when Kobe was injured. And Chelsea went to the market and they bought Julian Hato.
Which is not even a
which is not our standard. To be brutally honest, and the worst part is that we are spending heavily on these young stars, on these youth players, on these small boys. I call them small boys. Now, small boys is not about age. You can be 17 or 18 years old and you have more experience than a 23-year or 22-year-old that has not plied his trade in. That you can't prove that player in any league or any match. So this is what Maresca wanted from the board. Guys, I'm not against your model, but please, let us adjust. If we are going to compete, let's adjust in these things. And we know that the Chelsea owners, their stubbornness is at its peak. It's at its peak. They would rather let you go. If you win 10 trophies, they would rather let you go and retain their model. The truth of the matter in all of this is that those people that are happy about Maresca leaving Chelsea, are you expecting Chelsea to go and get a coach like Conte, for example, or a coach like Ancelotti, or a coach like Guardiola? You'll be wasting your time because it's still the same people. They don't want to get a coach. There's no reasonable coach, no big coach today that will accept this Chelsea job as it is. Because to them, at this point, it's not even about the money. It's about keeping my reputation and keeping my name. If you buy Guardiola now, Guardiola will tell you, say, okay, if you no one give me that freedom of or decision making,
yes.
I no go want do that team. I don't care about your money. This is my reputation. This is my legacy I'm trying to build. They will not say I went to Chelsea and then I did not achieve anything at Chelsea. You understand? So Chelsea in turn will not sign any big coach. Don't think they will sign any big. They will still go for the inexperienced coaches. And that's why we looked at these things. We said, man, in as much as Maresca is complaining, I think he's the best man at this point. Give her one season, and that club will sign him.
Let me ask you a question based on what you said about inexperienced coach. So do you classify Maresca as an experienced coach? Looking at the fact that in most of our games, during press conferences, we say, I'm still trying to rotate the squad, I'm still trying to learn new things with the players, this, that, those is little excuses about using players. So would you rather call Maresca an experienced coach despite all those little flaws? Also regarding the fact that he has won 2 trophies.
Well, I will not say his experience. I will not say his inexperience. I will say he's mildly experienced. Now the word only I go use.
Alright, so who's the way to go now for the question?
I think the board, of course. We all know where this problem is coming from. The board, and for those people that also say that why will Maresca have a job and is going to look for options, his contract was allowed him to do so.
Yes.
His contract allowed him. The contract he signed permitted him to actually look for options, even while he was at Chelsea. So I don't know. My happiness is that he left. Chelsea did not sack him. So, but as it is. Now let's talk about Liam Rosenior, the Strasbourg coach. In my opinion, I will not really say that he's a bad coach or Chelsea should not go for him because I already know that Chelsea will not go for any big coach. But if I've studied his system, he's not a bad coach in terms of tactical, approach to the game. You understand? And just like Mr. Peter said one time, whenever Chelsea sacks a coach and bringing a new coach, things normally changes for the better.
So do you think things will change?
Now,
Is sacking of Maresca
Maresca
going to bring something positive?
I hope so because I'm already trying to move on. I hope so. I hope it does.
Yeah, I think Big Dave has given most of the major points, but I think I will also give my point from a different angle. I will add a different angle in everything I was saying. First of all, I feel winning the 2 trophies was a trap for us.
Yeah.
You see those 2 trophies that Maresca won, it was a trap.
Supposed to be
Because I
3
wish Maresca just behave himself, just go that Champions League. He leave those 2 or NCAA conference, then he leave Club World Cup for PSG. No, just leave and take qualify for Champions League. But he leave that trophy. At least this kind of pressure for day less. Now, coming in your first season to a team that is still building, and you tried your best pushing them to the Champions League spots, also winning the continental competition they were playing, coming to a world competition, you also won it. What were you expecting? But this is where the foolishness of the owners comes in. Now, if you can have a coach who does that in just a season, giving you 2 trophies, and these are 2 continental trophies, both world and continental trophies, and taking you to a continental competition, which is the European Champions League, and you have such a brilliant, tactical, and intelligent coach, what are you supposed to do? Now, even though you have your rules or
model,
whatever you call it, your model in handling your club, in the sense that you want young players and you don't want to pay players beyond so and so range, it does not still affect you in one way or the other if you apply a bit of experience. Because for me, I remember one certain time during the summer transfer where Maresca was emphasizing on he needs 1 or 2 experienced players to be part of the team. The problem we are facing in Chelsea now, yes, I'm very happy that Maresca left peacefully. But the problem we are facing in Chelsea now is not even the coach. For me, I feel it's the players. You can still bring a coach that is doing well in any other competition or currently in the Premier League to give this set of players, and I promise you that they will still frustrate the coach. Do you know the level of inconsistency our player works with? They can give you 1 good game, and the next 3-4 games, they are shits. It's not about Maresca for me. It's not about Maresca. And
that means if you are talking about players, that means you are pointing towards the sporting directors.
Exactly.
Because then they buy the players.
Exactly. Now you are also giving a decision that you are the one that will scout for the player. You bring the player you like, and not what the coach wants. Though everything we are hearing, we are just hearing surface talk. We are not really getting the inside matters. Most times they might want to scout for a player and say, I need to so player. And Mexico will be like, I don't want this person. But based on their pressure and based on what they are assigned, they make the superior decision. So he has to leave it for them. For me, I feel that most of these players that we are having currently, with the system of Maresca as a tactician, he's supposed to get more better players. But because of you want to pay players between this range and this range, you don't want to exceed this range of salary when you sign the specific player, and the player should be from this age to this age. Too many rules, and you are just spending money. Look at how much you bought Enzo. I can see. I don't know who is here to debate with me about this, but I can boldly tell you that Florian Wirtz's signing to Liverpool, I'm more confident on him than Enzo Fernandez.
Don't start war, man.
No, I'm telling you the truth. How will you spend over 120 million to sign a player?
I don't think you're
105 million. Talking in euros, not in pounds, sorry. In pounds, you spend 105 million to sign a player. 105 million. And that player cannot give you 5 consistent good games.
It's not reliable. That's
It's
just
not
the
reliable,
word.
exactly.
Can't be consistent.
And